Hello, soon-to-be fourth graders. My name is Miss DiCarlo, and I am one of the fourth grade teachers. I am sure you want to know more about me, so let me tell you. When I am not at school, I enjoy crafting. You might also find me eating sprinkles out of the tub. So today, I'm going to tell you some of the things you can expect to learn in reading and writing next year. Since fourth grade is like third grade with, we call them bigger muscles, you have a great foundation already. In reading, we're going to start the year with interpreting characters. So in this unit, we build off everything you learned about finding the theme or the message. Then we move into nonfiction, where we practice finding the main idea and details using what we call text structure. After nonfiction reading, we move into book clubs, where you read the same book as a few other students, and then you have book talks where you get to build your ideas and bounce them off each other, which is really fun and leads to a lot of deep thinking. Then in writing, we start the year by writing realistic fiction stories. So in this unit, you're going to use everything you learned about writing small moment stories, but then we really stretch out those small moments to include a lot of detail. Then we move into personal and persuasive essays, and that's where you're going to try to get your audience to have the same opinion as you. Next, we build on what you learned during your baby lit unit, and we write literary essays about one book before we take it up just one more notch and compare two stories or books in what we call a comparative essay. And then finally, we're going to write informational pieces about a topic of your choice. So it sounds like from everything you've learned and from what I heard that you're all ready for reading and writing in fourth grade, and I'm sure math, social studies, as well as science. So enjoy your summer, recharge, and we're so excited to meet you and work with you next year.
Hi, incoming fourth graders. Congratulations on finishing your third grade school year. I'm sure you guys all did an awesome job on your virtual learning. My name is Mrs. Weller, and I am one of the fourth grade teachers. So a little fun fact about myself is that I love cooking. You will often hear me referencing recipes during math workshop or during mini lesson kickoffs. So that's something that I like to do in my free time, and something I have especially been doing a little bit more of here during quarantine. I've been teaching at Lincoln-Hubbard for 10 years, and next year will be my 8th year teaching fourth grade. So we're super excited to meet all of you and are excited to get started in September. So I am here to tell you a little bit today about what you are going to be doing as fourth graders in math. So to start off the year, we kick off with place value and addition and subtraction of large numbers up to 1 million. And after that, we go into multiplication, where we teach you 2-digit by 1-digit and 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. And we teach you a fun strategy called the turtle head method, which is always a fan favorite. Then we move into long division and teach you some fun tricks to help you with that. After that, a big chunk of the year is spent on fractions, and we do all different types of fraction work. We compare fractions, we find equivalent fractions, we add and subtract fractions, we find common denominators. So we do lots of fun things with fractions, and we even learn about something called improper fractions and mixed numbers, and we add and subtract mixed numbers as well. And then after that, we move into decimals, learning about decimal place values and how decimals can be equivalent to fractions. And then usually, if we have time, we finish off the year with some measurement work. So that's a little preview of what's coming in math. And of course, as I'm sure your third grade teachers told you, it's super important to practice your facts over the summer: multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, because those are super important foundation of the work that you'll be doing in fourth grade. And we definitely do fact practice in fourth grade as well. So now I'm going to tell you some fun and exciting things that you have to look forward to in fourth grade. So one thing that all of the students always love is that we have first grade buddies. So usually for the sharing activity, that is when we reveal our big surprise and we buddy up our fourth grade classes with a first grade class, and then you will each individually be paired up with a first grade buddy. So it's fun that you guys are the big mentors helping the first graders, and it's always fun to kick that off during our sharing activity. Another thing to look forward to is that each of the fourth grade classrooms have nodes. You may have seen them in our classrooms. They are kind of cool chairs that are on wheels and you store things underneath, and students love them because it kind of gives them some movement during the day. It also helps and teaches them about different ways to organize their work. Another thing that will hopefully be happening, we had planned for this year, so we're hoping to carry it into next year, is a reenactment of the American Revolution, part of the Revolutionary War. So it's kind of like a field trip that comes to us, and it would be our first time doing it, so we are super excited about that. Another big fourth grade responsibility that students get really excited about is playing an instrument. So whether you're playing in the orchestra or in the band, you will be responsible for knowing your lesson times and when to go to lessons, and you'll have that practice throughout the week too. And I know a lot of students in the previous move-ups always ask about what homework is like in fourth grade. And the best way to explain it is it's just like third grade with bigger muscles, just like math is, reading is, writing is, and your homework is the same way. You will always have reading homework, which requires you to do a certain amount of time of reading. We change it about right after winter break, and you'll do some sort of thinking work. So a stop and jot, showing your thinking, some sort of writing about your reading. You will always have math practice that goes with the lesson that we did that day, and you will have fact practice a certain amount of times a week. That's the homework that you'll always have. Sometimes you'll have to prepare for a test or do some math review, get something signed, maybe you'll have some writing homework, but your reading and your math is the consistent homework that you will have every day. So I hope that you all have a fantastic summer and that you relax and you enjoy the sunshine, and the fourth grade teachers can't wait to meet you in September. Bye.
Hi, future fourth graders. My name is Miss Smith, and you might recognize me from being around Lincoln-Hubbard. My classroom is room 10. I'm right diagonal from Mr. Ferry's class. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I enjoy cooking. My family is huge Ranger fans, so we try to get into the city to watch some Ranger hockey games when we can. I also love dogs, and my parents adopted a new puppy over quarantine, so it's been really fun getting to hang out with Quinn. In science this year, we are going to focus on sound energy. The first thing that we ask ourselves is how a singer is able to shatter a glass with their voice. We do different experiments and all different activities to try and answer that problem. We also focus on animal adaptations, which means that we think about animals and we find out how they're able to survive in their environments. In social studies, we begin by focusing on the U.S. government. We talk about elections, the Constitution, and how a bill becomes a law. Your big project is where you work in a group to come up with a Lincoln-Hubbard student government. Maybe you'll even get to present this to Mr. Carlin. The next social studies unit that we focus on is the American Revolution, and we research important events, people, and battles from that really important time. Make sure that you finish third grade strong, and I can't wait to meet you all. Bye.